So now you know a little bit about me and how I've got here. I thought I'd share my current strategy, and it's very much about being patient and thorough and making sure I'm keeping the creative fire underneath it all. I've been really happy with how productive I've been on the folio front, even in the last 3 or 4 months, finding it really lovely to have a whole bunch of things that I want to draw with a particular goal in mind. And for all of the other creatives out there listening, you know when the mojo is there, you've got to mine it for all that it's worth, because sometimes it just disappears and you go through these creative deserts, these downturns, and nothing seems to come out and you just don't feel like creating anything. So I'm just going to ride the wave while I can. So step one is just to make sure I'm regularly creating new work, mostly because I love doing it. It gives me so much joy, and it's the sort of work I'm currently doing at the moment is it's very therapeutic. It feels like I draw some ideas out, typically rough it out, then have some line work that I'll add over the top, and then I'm sort of filling in with color, and it's almost like a coloring book for some of the stuff that I'm doing. So if you can imagine sitting back, reading, listening to a podcast, listening to some music, and then just being able to color at the same time, it's all pretty cool. And I have found a list of publishers that I want to stay in contact with, and I'll go through some of the ways that I found those publishers at another time, perhaps. But it's important that I am sort of being fairly targeted with what I want to do. Hello. And making sure that I'm keeping up to date with who I need to contact. And so there's some of them will have emails that I can send folio samples through to. Often their websites might just have an inquiry form, which makes it hard to attach things. And this is essentially the equivalent of cold calling. It's cold emailing, but it's just a means of getting on their radar. And I sometimes will hear a polite reply or an automatic reply come back, but most of the time I don't hear anything at all. But that's okay. I'm just if I was an art director or a publisher and I didn't know who this person was, I'd probably, and I didn't have the time or the inclination to investigate it, I'd probably want to let that one go through, or maybe wait and see how serious this person is, and whether or not they keep submitting and whether they're generating new work. So that's my philosophy, is to continually generate new work to show that I'm absolutely motivated and productive and able to respond to changes and to what the current trends are. But the other big thing that I'm doing at the moment is sending out some physical samples in the forms of postcards. And these I've created in Illustrator and put together in Illustrator as PDF files. Got them printed out just online, and I send those off with just a little handwritten card to introduce myself. And I've just sent out the second round of those, and I'm maybe thinking a monthly cadence for those might work nicely. So it's just a regular reminder of, hi, I'm here. Here's some new work that I've been doing, and hopefully it'll sort of show that I'm serious about this. And that first round that I sent out, I didn't get any action or response to it, and I wasn't really expecting any, and I realized maybe I didn't have a really clear call to action on that. So I've got a little bit more of an obvious call to action on this round that I'm sending out, And in particular for the Melbourne-based publishers, and including a sort of a cheeky free coffee voucher as a sweetener for agreeing to perhaps catch up and have a chat, just so I can say hello. So emailing and posting out some samples at the moment are my two avenues for attack. I also have just started exploring LinkedIn, looking at that as an option potentially to make some connections. I don't really understand LinkedIn or what you should be using it for, and I don't want to break any LinkedIn etiquette and get people on the off. Just I can see that I could potentially make a faux pas on LinkedIn and undo some of the work that I'm trying to do at the moment. So I'm being very careful around that. Any advice on how to reach out on LinkedIn, I'd happily accept. And obviously the YouTube is going to be another way for me to sort of communicate to people that who I am and that I'm really keen. And hopefully some of my work will be able to speak for itself as well. At the bottom of all of this has to be a belief that I'm not wasting my time, and that's currently where I'm sitting at the moment. I'm thinking, okay, I think this work that I'm doing at the moment is not 1,000 miles away from some of the things that I'm seeing being published and on shelves at the moment. So I'm holding faith that it's really just about, at the moment, making sure I find the right person with the right job that is willing to take a chance. Ultimately, that's what it feels like, whether they're willing to take a chance on somebody new. Networking, obviously, will have to come into all of this, and that's probably another video in its own right. Not particularly great at networking, but I understand how important it is, and I need to be better at it. So that's my current approach, and I'll essentially try and report back as often as I can about whether or not I'm hearing anything, what sort of encouragement or feedback that I'm getting, any nibbles, and obviously as soon as I am able to get some work, and I'll obviously share it here and in all of my other places. That's it. I'll try and keep this one nice and short, I think. And for my simple pleasure that I'm grateful for, it's maybe shower themed. I don't know. Like yesterday was about a hot shower. Maybe it's the morning, it makes me think of showers, but just running your hands through freshly conditioned hair. Is that weird? It's like so soft. It's so cool and silky, and I love it. And again, I understand not everybody can appreciate that, but I do. I'm grateful for it. Is that a weird simple pleasure? Maybe it is. I'll think harder about the next one. I'll see you in another week, or if not sooner. I'm quite enjoying this, to be honest. Thank you for everybody who's commented on the very first video. I find that really encouraging, and absolutely looking forward to continuing to do this for some time. All right, I'll see you next week.